Morning, everybody. Just getting everything set up. All right, for those that are just coming in, uh, we're gonna hold out for the next couple of minutes so we can get a few more visitors to the stream. I'll be right back. Gonna get some water, so hold tight. Good morning to those that are just showing up today. We're gonna hold out for a couple of minutes, wait for a few others to come. All right, like another minute or two. Hey Norbert, how's it going? I don't think it's morning where you are, but I think it may be evening. Good evening. Okay, I'm going to stop here, or start, because we're getting close to taking some profit. Okay. All right, guys and gals. Um, so I took a couple of trades this morning. One to start out, it just was a $13.85 profit, so it was really quite small. Uh, not a lot from that trade, and I'll explain why. Um, then currently I'm in three trades, and I'm using a piece of software now that I've talked about in the past. It's called Trader Agent from icefx.eu. Trader Agent is basically like a manual backtesting or piece of like trading software that accompanies your manual trading as well. So you can backtest with it and you can use it with your manual trading. So it's a really cool piece of software that I'm going to show you how to use. I'm not affiliated with the website in any way. I actually asked about it this morning, and he said that if I did become an affiliate of the website, that I would get a 20% commission off of each sale. And I was like, oh, that's nothing. Also considering that the price of the software is only $100. So you'd only be saving, I'd only be getting $20 of each sale. That's just not enough for me. That's not worth it. Um, so I know, sorry, I can't give you a discount. That was the only reason why I was asking is to see if I could give you a discount. And I could probably only give you about a 10% discount, which would be $10. Not a whole lot. I'm not sure if it's worth it. So this software is really awesome. I'm going to show you how to use it manually and backtesting. We're just about to take profit here in the next 5 to 10 pips, probably about 10 pips. You can see that I have 3 orders in. All right, so order 1, order 2, and order 3. They're all taken on the 5-minute chart. This is manual trading. This is not with the algorithm. This is my manual trades. This trade was also manual as well. And this one was entered because of the inside or not an inside candle, but a bullish engulfing candle setup right near the this area that I was seeing as a support level. And so I took the position and on the next candle, and it went up a few pips. I was looking for 7 pips to take profit, but it was actually a trailing stop on this order. So it moved about 11 pips, moved back down. I ended up taking only 3 pips profit. Okay, so not a lot, but I came out with a small profit. I'm not crying over it. All right, so next order. I entered again here. Now maybe it looks kind of weird. It's because I was seeing a opportunity on the 15-minute time frame. So the inside candle set up here on the 15-minute. I liked that how that looked, and so I decided to enter again. And I went in and was hoping for more of a push up because that's what I was expecting. Didn't quite get that push up, and as you can see, it ended up going back down. And I used this software, the trader agent, to give me a grid. So that's what's so cool about the software is that I can click on the order. So it says the order list right here, and I have a lot of interesting things I can do. I can have the order hedged, so that will put a buy and sell order in on the original order. So let me circle the original order. So that order there. I can do partial close if the broker allows it. I can do reverse, break even, hedge, and I can also turn a grid on. So that's what I did. I actually turned a grid on, and it allowed me to, without even doing anything, the piece of software, which is actually an EA, um, and it actually enters on a grid. So I chose the grid in the settings, went down, looked for the grid settings if I can find them, and changed it to 20. So grid step is 20. All right, max grid count. I'm going to change that for my own preference. And that's all it really takes, guys. So you enter your order, you select you want a grid, and it enters and manages the trade automatically. Now I also have this on a trailing stop. I have all the orders on the grid on a trailing stop of 7 pips. That means that once I enter my first trade, I can step away from my computer. That's what's so awesome about it, is that I don't have to sit here and manage the trade the whole entire morning looking for the price action in order to take profit on my positions. Now I have a grid on, which is what I'm wanting in this particular setup, and I also have a trailing stop. So that is, if once this starts going past the break-even point and starts moving into profit, once it hits the 7 pips that I have on the trailing stop, then the trailing stop will lock in, and I will either come out at break even or I'll come out with a small profit depending on the movement. So I'm pretty excited about the software, and I'm going to show you how to back test with it, and I'm going to show you how to, like I'm doing right now, uh, do some live trading with it. Now it's really cool because it shows you the profit that you have for that day and for the week and the year and the month. It also shows you the current drawdown. So we're just moving into profit now. 1.84% is the drawdown that I received on this current basket. So 1.84%. Shows me the current profit, the equity. And it shows me also how many buy trades I have in, how much profit each one is in, the profit dollar amount. This is the actual order itself, and it also shows me a bunch of information here. Now I just got this trade this morning. Oh yeah, in open time, it shows how long the original trade has been open. I got this software this morning, so I'm still trying to figure out how to use all the different options, but it's actually pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Um, and this is how you enter trades. You just click buy and open buy, sell. You can I can close all the orders right now if I wanted, but I'm going to have them be managed by the trailing stop here and see if I can squeeze out a little bit more profit. And I can also select break even, and all the trades will break even as well. It's just really cool stuff. Let me see if I have some. It looks like I have some. The screen's blurry. Let me see. Let me know, Roz H, if the screen is fixed, because on my side, let me check. Yeah, it's looking like on my side it's looking okay, but let me know, Roz, what's going on. Um, and I might have to restart the stream if it doesn't clear up. So I'm watching for your comment. Okay, so we hit $76 profit, 78. The trailing stop has still not kicked in yet. We're in 5.8 pips profit. See, that's what I'm looking at. I want it to hit 7. Once it hits 7, it's going to lock in. Okay, so now the stop loss just hit in, and its stop loss is at break even. So I could either come out with break even on this trade, or if it continues up, which I hope it does, then I will come out with some profit. I could close all the trades out right now if I want, but I'm gonna try to check this out. I could come out with no money at all on this position, but if it launches up here, if I get some volatility, then I'm gonna come out with a decent amount of profit. So, as you can see, the stop loss just moved, and it says how much profit I'm going to get once if it does come back down to the origin to the level. I'm going to come out with just $2.68. All right, so not a whole lot if it doesn't continue to move. Check your setting; it's fine for you, Harley. It was blurry, but it went to HD. Okay, that's probably just your that's just YouTube. Um, uh, it might have been because I changed servers. There's been some issues with YouTube servers recently, and so I've been having to mess with those a bit. All right, so hopefully I don't come out with break even. I want to come out with a little bit of profit here, but we'll see. Okay, so that's the thing with the tight trailing stop like I have, is I can get knocked out, especially on a pair like the pound CAD where things can move really quickly. Um, and but I'm really excited to show you guys this. I think that this kind of software is very necessary for pretty much every single trader that uses MetaTrader out there. Okay, so this morning, why am I using zero point 0.6 lots? Well, I've been testing this over the last um, couple hours since about 6 a.m. this morning, so in the last 3 or 4 hours, um, and I see that the zero point 0.6 lots have been working very well. And I actually started a test, a random test. So we're gonna go to. So sorry guys, I'm gonna have to pull this out, the terminal just for temporarily. You can see the numbers here, the profit loss, the bottom right here. So keep an eye on that. You can also see it. You can't see it up here. Okay, so just keep an eye on it there. Oh, looks like it closed out. All right, so it looks like I probably broke even on this trade. Oh no, I came out with $123 profit. All right, so let's bring that back up before I bring up the tester. So sorry I took that out. All right, so we have the 3 trades right here. Okay, so you see that I came out with $123 profit. It had a small pop, and it fell back down right after that. Um, and that's why I came out with $123 profit. So I'm very happy with that. That is a great number, even with a trailing stop on the three orders. I was able to get that pullback that I was expecting actually here. I was expecting the pullback here. It was a bit of a delayed. And the reason why I went on a grid is so I could catch the least available of that pullback. So a small amount of pullback, the more orders that I have in means that the smaller the pullback I need to get out of this trade and profit. And so since I held on to it, I ended up coming out with, let's see, how many pips did I come out with? Okay, so I ended up coming out with about 25 pips. I had 3 pips from the previous order. So it's about 25 pips profit with a 7 pip trailing stop, and all of that was managed by this awesome software. Okay, so far today I have come out with about $137 profit, which is 0.46%, and that is all manual trades. Okay, all right, so let's get into the tester because this is where you guys are going to be able to find something, find an edge in the market by back testing your manual strategy to see if it works. Now this is really cheap software. It's only $100. Again, I'm not affiliated in any way, so you're gonna just have to go purchase it yourself. Sorry, I can't give you a discount of any kind. Um, so this is what the backtest is showing me right now, and it's with the EA, and it shows all how the equity of your trades work. It also shows once I have it going. what I've made for the week. So this is the back test. It shows that I started back in September 16th. So I just picked a random date on the chart. You can see that, yeah, it's, September 15th actually. So just a random date, and I'm going throughout, and it shows how much profit I've made for the month, how much profit I've made for the week, and it's all been done with the manual with the strategy tester. So so this is regular strategy tester that you're looking at typically, right? And I said I wanted to do the pound Canadian dollar, right? And this is the Trader Agent Pro. This is the EA. And I'm just using control points because it's a little bit faster, but I think that you can also do with every tick or uh, uh, any testing model that you want. And using it on the 5-minute chart. So this is how my manual strategy works. And I'm going to know if it actually works long term the longer I go throughout this thing, through this test. So right now, since September 15th, so it's only been about 10 days, less than 10 days, I've already come out with 774 pips profit. So what I'm doing is I'm entering trades as they're going in the tester. So I'm looking at my perfect setup or my standard setup, and this is actually a setup for me. I'm looking at the price action. So this is moving down, right? The price is moving down, and I'm a counter trend trader. So I look for pullbacks in the market. So I'm looking at the candlesticks to see when those pullbacks may happen, when price is potentially showing. And so what am I seeing here? Well, I'm not seeing an inside candle setup at all, but I'm seeing this candle that's followed by a support level here at the bottom. So this level was hit once already. It's been hit twice. So I'm expecting a push back up at this point. And since the test is not completely accurate in on being able to pause exactly when the order goes in, there are some discrepancies there, but you can still get an idea of how profitable your strategy will be. So I'm actually going to enter a trade right now, and it's going to be a few pips late. It's going to be about 4 pips late. So I'm going to slow down the tester, the visual model, so the candlesticks go slower. I'm going to enter the trade, and you can see here that's with a 4 pip spread, it jumped up. So I'm going to click on the order. I'm probably moving too fast for you guys. And turn on the grid. Okay, so the grid in my settings are every 20 pips. If it goes against me, it enters another trade after 20 pips against me. And my settings are 7 pips take profit on the trailing stop. So let's speed this back up and see how this works, and then I'll answer some of the questions. So sorry guys if I haven't gotten to those yet. All right, so now the trade is being managed by the software, and I'm just waiting to see how it plays out. So I'm still expecting a push up from here, and we'll see what happens. Now I'm not pitching cherry picking these trades. I have no idea what's going to happen on September 23rd. I've been just going since September 15th to see how things work out. Okay, so it's moving down against me. All right, so a second order just went in. And we'll see. Is this strategy going to work? Is my strategy going to work? Is the idea of using a grid on a 5-minute chart me trying to figure out where the pullbacks are going to be, is it going to work long term? And I'm going to find that out. Now, you guys remember that I was talking about before if my manual trading strategy is going to work. Well, this is going to show me if it will work longer term. Um, and how much drawdown am I going to receive? So right now, I'm currently at 5% drawdown from this group of trades right now. So that's what's also very helpful. And so I'm gonna see if this pulls out, or how deep it's gonna go against me. So we're at 6.6% drawdown. This is one of the bigger drawdowns I've seen so far. And let's see if it's gonna stop. How far are we gonna go? So 10% still manageable, or just under 10% is still very manageable. I don't want to be in my manual trading. I don't want to be more than 50% drawdown, because if I have a 50% drawdown cutoff, then I'm gonna potentially lose my account at that point. So we're starting to get a little bit of a push here. Remember, this is on the grid, so these are 20 pips from each other. And this level, is it significant? Well, it is a 1.69 level, or right by the whole number. So this could show significance in this area. And where do I need to take profit? Well, the break-even line is, let me check out this grid here. The foreground, oh, the grid. Oh, shoot. Okay, so let me pause it before I can. Okay, so that was a very interesting thing that just happened, and let me clear this up a bit. And Okay, so I'm trying to remove the grid so you can see what's happening here. So the very cool thing about this software is that it also has these support resistance levels too, which are always there, and they're on my charts here as well. Um, and I'm not really sure. Okay, so it's showing. I'm all over the place right now, but it's showing $123 profit. I don't think that's showing a loss, but let me just double check. No. Okay, so that's $123 profit on that on my manual trades. Okay, so now let's go back to the strategy tester. Okay, so in this setup we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 orders. And what happened? Well, it looks like there was a big news statement that happened which I didn't know about that in 2015 in September, and it shot up. So this trailing stop actually gave me, what does that say? Let me zoom in a bit. That's $1,438 profit. Because of the huge news statement that happened, it pushed up my profit to be quite a bit because of the trailing stop. All right. All right. So there's a bunch of questions coming in. Look what the website pop-up told me, Ryan. In the United States of America just bought ICEFX. The United States of America just bought ICEFX agent 2 hours ago. Oh yeah, that's awesome. All right, yeah, that was me. That was me just 2 hours ago, but it was actually quite a bit. It was a bit longer than that. How far are you aiming in average to counter trend trade? Well, in this setup, I actually don't have a stop loss put on my trades, although I can do that in this tester or in the trader agent. Um, and damn you, how much coffee did you drink? I actually didn't drink any coffee this morning. I just tried to talk fast. I should probably slow things down. It's because um, I want to keep people interested, but I guess talking too fast might turn them off to that. Um, but if I talk too slow or I'm not getting to the point fast enough, then people may want to leave. But right now I actually have my highest streaming numbers right now, which I'm pretty happy about. So let's keep that going. Um, what year is this? This is 2016, so September 9th, 2016. And I'm going to just make my way throughout 2000, the September all the way up until current date, 2017, to see how well this holds up over 8 months of time. I'll probably do a year before that as well, just to see how well this will work out. Can you just click and turn the grid off? Yes, I just did that. Control G. I didn't know there was a hotkey. Thank you, Jessup. Joseph, I'll try to remember that. All right. So let me see if there's any new trades coming in. Okay, I don't see anything. So what I'm going to be looking for next to take any positions, manual positions, is I want this to shoot up more, and I want it to go past this last swing level on the 5-minute chart. I don't. I may take a position if it reaches this area again, and I get some candlesticks that show me that this might push back down. But right now, it needs to push a little higher, or it needs to go lower, hit the same level again down here at the bottom, and show me some candlesticks that might jump up. Either that's inside candle, bullish engulfing, a combination of the two. But just shows me that this support level may actually be obeyed. Okay. Thumbs up. Thanks for the hard work. No problem, Mike. All right, so let's continue this trading here. So now in my strategy tester since September 15th, I've had for the month $2,213. That shows that my manual trading strategy has been working well for the last 9 days or so. And today, $1,500 profit because of this huge spike. All right, which I didn't know was going to happen. It could have been a huge spike down, and I could have been in trouble. Um, but let's play this out. Okay, so right now in the current market, I'm looking for, since we already had this huge spike, I'm looking for a pushback down. So I want to see some candlesticks up there that show me that this push up is slowing down. So let's continue to play this out. Okay, so, and I'll slow down the price. Okay, so I'm already seeing some resistance up here. I'm not seeing any single candlesticks that are showing me that this is going to push back down. But I am seeing that this is at least slowing at this point. I don't see any candlesticks that give me a good signal, so I'm going to hold out. All right. So I'm not going to enter any trades yet. going to continue to see what plays out. It could easily push down from there, though. We'll see. All right, so it did push down, but I didn't see a good setup for me to take that. So that's the thing with this. That's what's so great about this is that I don't know what's going to happen, and so I can just trade this or play this out as I would in real time. It's just I don't have to wait all day to see what's going to happen. Okay, so it did come down a bit. It could shoot back up here, and I'll look again for a reversal at this point if it does shoot back up. All right, that's pretty dang close. Uh, I'm still not going to take that. That's an inside candle right there, right? That's an inside bearish candle. But I still want it to hit a little higher up. I want it to either break the level or at least match it. And it didn't quite match it to me. So here we go. All right, well, it still fell a little bit. Sorry if this gets boring, but I'm just talking through the trades. Um, okay, so now we just broke through. So now this is even more important. Now I'm really looking for stuff up there. Okay. All right, this is okay. I'm gonna slow this down because I see what do I see happening? Okay, this candle is not has not closed out yet. It's still active. It still has a couple minutes left. It says 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So I slowed down the time. Okay, and the candle didn't end up working out. It didn't show me an inside bearish setup. So this candle has a little bit left, and it's still not quite showing me that that price is going to reverse all the way yet. I'm getting candles that are showing me that it could, but nothing really that's really solid enough. So I'm waiting it out. And it's still pushing up, but we're getting a lot of wicks on the candlesticks. Okay, so this is a almost done. This candle has a minute 45 seconds left. This is a bearish engulfing, and let's see if it closes out the way I want it to. And it did. Okay, so that is a setup. Now I've entered slightly late, 5 seconds late. So I'm going to slow this down to crawl and enter the sell. Okay, so I'm going to speed this back up and I'm going to turn the grid on, and here we go. We'll see what happens with this trade. Is this a good setup? Is it going to reverse it here? Much farther is going to go? You can see that the support resistance levels that on the indicator that it's included, and we'll see if those actually are obeyed. So we have one right up here if it decides to shoot up. All right, so we're going to speed this up a little faster. All right, so it's going down. All right, so let me pause it. So what is this red line? This is the trailing stop loss of 7 pips that I have. And you can see that right now it's at $19 profit, which is 4.3 pips. And it's because that candle has moved down quite a bit. So it's what activated my trailing stop. Now, the trailing stop line means that if the price decides to bounce back up and hit the red line, then my trade will come out and I'll exit with $19 profit or 4.3 pips. So let's continue this. All right, so it did exit out for 19 pips profit. So what does that mean now? Well, that means that I'm still going to look for reversal points at this top area, at the support area, because this hasn't come down quite as much as I had hoped or thought it would. So I'm going to see if this level likely for this to break it, and then if it breaks it, then I may enter again. So let's continue this out. And it's okay, there it is. So it went back down a bit and then shot back up. All right, so I'm actively looking again for a setup up here. And we'll see once the candlestick starts slowing. All right, so this is, okay. So this is the first candle showing that there might be a pullback. It's nothing really extraordinary. That candle's nothing that I would take a trade on by any means. But I'm still looking for something that gives me a better hint. Now this candle is not great. it's a bullish engulfing, but it's or bearish engulfing, but I like it to break the high of the previous candle. So let's zoom in a bit. So I like it to break the high of this candle here. And you can see that the actual candle did not. The body of the candle didn't, and I didn't even get any wick above either. But the body of the candle did close lower than the previous open, so it's a pretty good candle setup. Not the one I'm looking for, so I'm going to pass on that setup. So continuing the the tester here. Okay, that's close. Another close candle, but it's just not. I'm not getting what I'm looking for. This one here. So this one did break the high of all of these previous candles, in the previous candle before it, and also this level up here. But the body of the candle didn't quite close low enough. I wanted to close a good amount below the opening of the previous candle. Didn't happen. All right, let's continue going. See if we get the candle that we're looking for. Still not quite there. This is an inside candle, but the previous candle didn't break the high of all these other ones. So I'm still not gonna enter here. But what we have here is multiple candles. This one, this one, and this one. 3 candles in a small amount of time, showing that there is close, that there's potential for reversal here. Now, these are not all the best candle setups, but let's take into account that there were 3 that happened in the matter of about 30 minutes to an hour. And so, should we take the setup? That's questionable. I think I would have waited out to see if this is going to push up just a little bit more. I'm not convinced yet that this is going to reverse, although it very much could right here. And we are starting to get that. Is it going to follow through? Looks like it's not quite ready yet. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit because we're getting blocked a bit. Okay, that is the one I'm going to want to pick on. All right. So, this, I wish I could move this over. I can't move that over. But this is the candle that I'm looking at. This bearish candle. That's the one I like to see because it has the wick that's higher than all the previous ones before it. The candle just before it as well. So I made a new high. It also closed well below the opening of the previous candle. And so we're going to zoom in. Okay, new high. Low, the closing is below the opening of the previous candle. So, you know, even though I'm a little bit late on this entry, 3 minutes because I couldn't stop the tester in time, I'm going to still enter this trade. Slow it down a bit and enter the sell. Okay, with the grid on, and speed this back up and see what happens. So I'll do a couple more of these guys to show you how this works out. And it looks like we just had a $4.46 pip profit because this moved down, hit my trailing stop was activated down here, and it pushed back up. I ended up coming out with just $4.46. But that's okay because if this ends up shooting back up and in a big way, then I'll be happy that I'm out of this position, right? And with just $4.46 profit. So again, I'm going to be looking for a setup. Don't see anything yet. Oh, right there. Okay, that's a really good candle. I'm going to enter this one late. So this candle right here is a really good reversal candle right at the peak, made a new high, closed below the opening of the previous candle. It's bearish. And so slow the tester down, speed it back up into the sell, and turn the grid on, speed it back up, and see what happens. Okay, so it's shooting back up. Not quite right on that entry. That's okay. We still haven't entered our second trade yet. It didn't go 20 pips up against us. And uh, we'll wait it out. This will be the last trade I do, and then we'll talk about something else. I just wanted to show you guys how this works, how you do your strategies, how you can test your strategies as well, um, and how the software works. Okay, so that is done. Oh man, there's might be another one that's coming right now. Nope. Okay, so that's it. All right, so I came out with $27 profit on this potential on this trade right at the peak. So two trades, one was just $4.46 cents profit, one was 27. But you can see that it still shows you how many pips you made for the day, what yesterday was for the month, and so on and so forth. So it's a really cool piece of software because it does really allow you to trade to test out your strategy. So let's say that you don't want to do grid trading. Uh, so you basically just go into the settings of the EA, and you can set so your order you can automatically have a set take profit and a set stop loss. So let's say that, for example, I want to enter a trade right now, and I say I want to enter a sell trade. So I click the sell button, and once I click the sell button, I can set the order to automatically break even. I can set it. I take profit at automatic take profit and stop loss. So let's say that my strategy is a technical um, a mechanical strategy, and it requires a 50 pip stop loss and a 50 pip take profit. So then I just change the settings in here to 50 pips on the stop loss and take 50 pip take profit. And when I press the sell button, those will be implemented automatically. And you can change them manually or through the settings of the EA. It's awesome. Okay. So I'll talk more about this software once I get more familiarized with it. But since I've dealt with a lot of EAs and this software in the past, I feel like I understand it pretty well. I still need to figure out what these options are at the top. But as I think what they allow you to do is draw trend lines. So you can actually draw trend lines, and once the price hits those trend line levels, the piece of software, the trader agent, will actually enter orders um, where your trend lines were placed. It's pretty cool. So I recommend checking them out. Some of the probably the best software I've seen, because it's not just software. It's also um, a, a manual software to help with your trading as well. So it's 2 in 1, and I think that you guys would enjoy it as well as I do. Okay, so here is my trading stats for this week so far. $137. That's what you just saw me pretty much make here live on the video or the stream. And then this week the same thing. So this month I've had a really good month. It's just been really good. 4.4%. That's exceeding my expectations by a lot, because typically I should be receiving anywhere from um, 3 to 5% per month, and I'm only not even halfway through, and I'm already at 4%, which is $1,176. So this account, the age of this account is really quite new. It's only been since if I go into it here, let me close this out. So let's scroll to where my account started. My first trades were entered on the 22nd of last month. So it's not even been a month, and I'm already at 9.74%. Uh, so things have been going very well. There were a couple trades that exceeded my expectations, or I got a little lucky on, because I had a positive slippage. The trades closed out a little late, and it went in my favor. I came out with 3 times as much profit this month on one trade. But nonetheless, it's been a really high profiting month. This is actually not showing the total amount. It says 974, but it's actually been 10 10.57% since I started. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to cover, and I'm going to get into. Okay, so Harley, I did a trial that ISFX 2 years ago. I will give it another try now. Thanks. Yeah, Harley. So the ISFX I actually did the trial as well. Um, and there was one annoyance with the software that I didn't like, and it's unavoidable. I actually asked the creator of the software if there was a way to go about uh, you know this issue. The issue that I had was exactly what you see me doing, which is pausing and unpausing to enter trades. Sometimes it's hard to get a precise entry where you would want it. And so sometimes your trades can be a little early or a little late. But still, you can still get an idea if your strategy will be profitable in the long term because, yeah, 1 to 2 to, all the way up to 5 pips can make a big difference. But if your strategy is getting knocked out because of that small difference, then I think that your trading strategy needs a little bit of help. So right now, it's working pretty well. That's the only drawback. I like how you can go on a grid. You can also enter multiple trades. You can close them out manually. And so there's a lot of control over the system. So for example, let's say that I didn't want to do a grid setup on these three trades, right? And I wanted to enter at specific areas in the market or candlesticks, I could do that. I could do that all manually. So I could just enter the one trade, say I don't want a grid, I want to enter more trades manually. So none of them have a stop loss or the stop loss is large. Then I enter when I want. And I can do the same thing. Close out all the trades at a trailing stop, or I can close them out manually. There's just a lot of control. Okay. Um, so I hope that answers your question, Harley. I would give it another try. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do the demo, but it does give you a lot of control um, over your trading strategy. You'll know if it's works well. It will take you some time. Trust me, I'm only in 10 days of time right now, and I still have a lot of work to do. It's going to take me a very long time to get through even 8 months of trading. I plan on spending the next couple of months doing that, making sure that my strategy will work in the longer term. I did do the few trades today, and the reason why is because I see there's still a lot of potential. I don't know if it's going to hold up long term, but I do know that a good portion of the time, at least in the testing that I've done, which has been a few months, it shows that the strategy can hold up at least in that time frame, and I'm seeing how the price action is behaving to the levels that I'm choosing for my trades, um, and I see that what I'm doing, it looks like it has a lot of potential to hold up over the longer term, but only time will tell, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of testing to figure that out. Okay, uh, let's see, Roz H. Uh, I think you're saying, would the high profits have something to do with the risk you took with the UK elections? No, actually, nope. Because Roz H, if you remember, even though I took 3 lot orders, where are they? Oh, these guys right here. Okay, those 3 orders are the ones I took, and I don't recommend this. So people that didn't see the election trades that I did, I went in with the UK elections pretty heavily, thinking that the pound would go down. It did. I got scared out because my positions were just too high. I didn't feel comfortable with it, so I closed out at just $125 profit. So you can see one order was $830 profit, one was $719 loss, and then one was $1554. I closed out at just a small profit and called it quits. That was it. And I won't do that again. I'm not going to trade big events. I find that I've had some decent success with trading really big events because there's a lot of volatility, a lot of liquidity in the market, but just not worth it at those levels. You don't have a lot of breathing room on your trades just in case you're wrong on the entry. It's just not wise. So I went back to trading more uh, lower risk lot sizes that really make more sense with my account. And so far that's been working really well. Okay. Uh, but yeah, I didn't come out with a lot of profit then. But the biggest profit, let me scroll back to show you where the profits have happened, because a lot of them have been on the pound CAD. So you can see all the little profits that show on the chart, right? I'm hoping that you guys can see that. but it says $13.85, $123 there. And so those little signs show you all the profits that I've made. So 194, 110, 15, 159, 4.67, 41, 80, 28, 22, 28, 54, 27, um, 40, 136, 108, 29, 78, 138. Okay, this is the one that I was talking to you guys about. 426. That was supposed to be more like 125. $125 profit. And if I scroll down into it, you can see that the candle, let me see here. This candle, there was a lot of volatility in it. It pushed up pretty heavily. You can see where one of my orders closed out. That's where the rest of them were supposed to close out. There was a delay and they closed out a few pips higher and it gave me a 3 times the profit. It closed out just 10 pips higher. And because of that 10 pips and how many orders I was in, it gave me $426 profit. Now, that can go against me on the other side. So if this pulled back and this hit here, one order closed out and the candle pulled back down, I could have come out with a $426 loss. When there's a lot of orders in, sometimes the broker could be a little delayed in closing them out. It could have been an issue with my EA. It could have been an issue with the broker. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen a lot of problems with it yet. And I'm hoping that I don't see more problems in the future, because if that's the case, then I might have to switch brokers. Um, so going on, you can see more profits, 111, 171, and 198, 24. I haven't had any losses yet. I know that that's kind of ridiculous. You know, losses are part of the game. It's because I'm a basket trader. I risk minimal amounts of. I have minimal risk on each order, which allows me to uh, basket trade or enter on different levels to close out and profit. I have stop losses on. My algorithm has stop losses on every order. And right now, I'm not seeing it useful to have a stop loss, but it's on my manual trades. Now, that might change depending on how this testing goes. How the testing with my manual 5-minute strategy on the pound CAD. Okay. Um, and that's pretty much it on the pound CAD. But I also trading on my algorithms trading on the euro pound as well. And so you can see all the profits that have been made on this pair as well. I see, look, this one's a minus $34. But the reason why that's minus $34 is because this closed out at the same time as some of my other pound CAD trades closed out, making up for the loss of $34 with a big profit on the other pair. And so I haven't had a lot of trades on this pair since I started. But yeah, I guess you could say that this was my only losing basket, at least on the euro pound, although because of the pound CAD, it wasn't really losing. All right, so let's go back to where I was and see if there's any other setups that we can do. Doesn't look like it. Looks like this is going back down at this point. Like I said, I wanted this to push a little bit higher in order to take any positions. This candle was close to an entry on the downside, but again, like I was saying before, there wasn't enough of a pullback. See, it's only 45 pips big or long, just not enough for me to enter on the way back down. Although this is definitely in a trend, the pound has a lot of pressure from the UK election and all the mess that's going on over there. I do believe that overall this will continue to push down, but it will have areas of pullback. And the reason why it will have areas of pullback is because the future of the UK is unsure. They don't know what's going to happen, if they're going to pull the government together. The political scene's kind of a mess, but there will be times where it will shoot up because of news coming out that this is happening or that's happening. But so I don't think it's going to be a straight down. I don't think it's going to be like that. But I do feel like overall in the longer term, because of the issues over there, it will continue to head down. Okay. Okay. So I wanted to do one more thing in the next 10 minutes, and that is talk about my new algorithm. Okay. So this algorithm is a very have done all the testing with it already. Now CV has actually asked me, and I'm gonna actually see if I can go to that now. Hold on. So I've had some questions asked in my last video. So let me see if I can answer those before we go today. So sorry to keep you waiting, guys. If you can just be patient with me, I'm hoping that this will be uh, information that you can find valuable. So these are questions that were asked, that people asked during after my stream is done, or my videos, and so I tried to answer those. Okay. All right, so I'm not really sure why this page isn't really loading correctly. All right, so if you can see it, suggestions if you feel the need to broadcast. How about documenting building your new EA or trading plan? The building and testing and trade parameters, etc. That would be something I would be interested in seeing and learning. So CV, I'm hoping that I can do that in the future. I don't know how bored you guys will get of me testing my strategy, but I can do that live on camera to show you how things are working and what the progress is on my testing of my manual strategy. And I will be talking about it more extensively in future streams or videos about my new algorithm that I just mentioned. This one, that you can see the backtest here, um, and talk more about what that EA does and how it trades. Um, okay, so hi Ryan, I'm afraid I can't find the link to your address to send you a PMM. Roz H, I'll try to get in contact with you. I'll give you a short message here where to contact me. I don't want to place my email. Uh, Actually, you know what? If you guys want to email me, write this down. Because I'm not going to place it in text on the video, because I just don't want up to 1,000 people messaging me um, through YouTube. That spiders looking finding my email address. So a good way to do that is okay, yeah. Good night, Harley. Sorry, I'm going a little late. I know that's really late there, so hopefully you can catch the rest of the video next time when you're up. Uh, so write down my email address if you would like to contact me. It's cubby, so cubbybegood@gmail.com. That's C-U, so C as in car, U-B-B-Y-B good, so G-O-O-D at gmail.com. So cubbybegood@gmail.com. And you can send me an email if you have any questions regarding the strategy or the software that I'm using, the EAs, how I trade, and things like that. I'd be happy to answer your questions. If you want me to check out your system, how it trades, if it's something that's maybe profitable in the long term, I can maybe check on that as well. And this guy, I'm not really sure what he's talking about. He's talking about Nadex. Profit is good, only $10. I'm not really sure. Um, Maybe he's an 8x trader. Um, but thanks, Thomas. But I don't think I'll be using Nadex, especially Nadex demo. But I have tried Nadex in the past. All right. So the new strategy, you can type it here. Actually, yeah, that's a good suggestion. Thank you, Harley. Sometimes I'm just a little slow realizing where I can put my information. So cubbybegood@gmail.com, and you can send me what you want there. All right, so this is the new EA. This EA is based on an indicator called the I-bands indicator. Now you've probably heard me talk about this before, and it's similar uh, to the RMI. It shows you uh, peaks and bounds, um, and where the market might find a pullback or a point of resistance, um, or reverse entirely. So this indicator, so when it hits the 1 level and it hits the 0 level, that means it's like in the overbought territory and there's potential for it to shoot down. Now, as you know, that just because it hits these levels doesn't mean that it's going to bounce on them right off of them and shoot back up. Even you can even see, so this hit here and it went lower, right? But eventually it did shoot up. So it's when this happens, that means that the market is more likely to bounce up because it's moved down so much. When what moves down, what goes down must come up at some point. And I find that in a big trend that the market is more uh, accepting to bouncing or having a pullback of some sort, then continuing down. The longer it moves down, the more likely it is to recover or bounce in the opposite direction. So you can see here that this pushed down. And so what do we look for after this, after it does break this level? Well, we could look at this crossing from the bottom to the top and entering there. And you said that's still not quite an accurate position. It did move up a little bit, but it did end up moving down overall. So unless you are like taking a small scalp on this setup, then it's not really a good position for the longer term. So how can we really find this? Well, we can't just use this indicator by itself, and we need to use something else for a good entry point, because one indicator can say a lot, but you might need something else. So let's see where is a good position. Well, you see that this candle actually showed you, and it's right here when it pushed down, that this is a pretty good candle for reversal. All right, so if you entered trade one in that area, then you probably didn't work out for you because it went down against you. So let's enter another potential area for reversal. And there's this one here, there's this candle here, there's this candle here, and then it shot back up, right? So you can use these indicators as a filter. This would be considered a filter indicator, and the candlesticks would be considered a trigger or an entry point. All right, so what the EA looks for. It looks for the price to be above or below these levels, and then it looks for an inside candle or a bullish candle setup like this one here, to enter on its trades. And that's this setup, and I'll talk more about that as I go. Whoops. Looking and trying to get this one. So that's what this looks like. It did have losses. Like I said, every trade has a stop loss on them. But and so some of them ended up taking losses. See here. Those were the two losses that I had since 2010 in my test. And this is a tick test, so yeah, there'll be subtle differences, but at the accuracy level is 90%. And so I can trust that this will give me pretty similar performance over the longer term, especially at the broker at this broker. But most of my EAs are not broker dependent, because they look for usually more than 10 pips. Okay, so what does that look like over longer term? 2017 it hasn't had any losses, but it's only 1% profit, 1 to 2% profit. Okay, so the losing months 5%, 5%. Not bad. Easily manageable. Okay. So how am I planning on using this EA? Well, it's going to be potentially used in tandem with my other EA. So the other algorithm that I had that's been doing very well for me, and I will use both of them. So this EA will potentially give me an extra 1 to 2% per month. So what does that make me? So my expectation for my profit each month was 3 to 5%. Now I can increase that to about 4 to 7%. Oh, sorry, 4 to 6%. Maybe 4 to 7%, if I have a good month. And that's just with the algorithm. That's not including my manual trading as well. There is potential that I may not use the new algorithm and just manual trade instead to give myself a little extra margin just in case I want it. And so that's what I need to do a lot more testing, and that's pretty much what I'm going to get back to doing after I'm done talking with you guys today. Okay, so there's one more question. I've been using the IBANs more recently while trading on the DAX and NASDAQ. It's pretty nice confirmation. Yes, it is, especially if you use it in the way that I was telling you, where you got to be smart with how you approach your indicator use. You can't just be, oh, above here. I mean, I see so many people that use stochastic in such a simple way, where if it hits the overbought or hits the oversold place, you just enter a trade. No, you gotta think more deeper about it. What about crossing from the zero level and then crossing back up from the bottom to the top? That gives you a better confirmation, and you can see that that's actually what happened here. It moved up from that point. You can see here it crossed the 1 point and then crossed back down, and it moved down from that point, right? So you got to look at a little bit, look at your indicators, study them more, because there's usually a lot more to them than I guess just meets the eye. Um, so as you can see, these indicators are very similar though. Both of them showing overbought, oversold areas. Um, and but they are slightly different. I actually get less confirmations with the I bands indicator, and with this EA, so this EA that you see here is actually more accurate than my RMI EA because there's less trades, but they're a little bit more accurate because they look for a more extreme conditions. All right, so I think that's going to be it for today. If there's not any more questions, since we're at the hour mark, I like to keep my streams at about an hour, so they're not too long. I'm going to be back here either with a stream tomorrow or the next day. If I don't have a stream, then I'll do videos. So be watching for those. Watch your emails if you're on my list, subscribe list, and you'll see when I release a new video. Give me a thumbs up if you like, guys. If you like where this stream is going. If you don't, I guess you can give me a thumbs down as well. Um, but I'll be talking a lot about the new algorithm that I have, and I'll be talking a lot about the testing, and I'll also be doing manual trading as well on top of the testing. So I will be continuing to manual trade on the 5-minute chart on the pound CAD, and you'll be able to see how my trades close out, if they're in profit, if they're in loss, and how things are managed. Now, if things do not go well with my testing over the next few weeks, with the current type of strategy that I have, that means with the grid trading, entering on the 5-minute charts on a possible reversal point, and if I don't see that working well, if my drawdown's too high, if I run out of margin, if I have a big loss, then I will make changes and I tell you about those, and you'll see the progress that I have going throughout uh, the next few weeks. All right, I think that's it. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you well, likely tomorrow.